This is Brian, aka Black Arb CEO, the Whale Hunter, and a couple of people asked me to just kind of talk over the template setting for Active Trader. So I'll just try to touch on that. Right now on the screen, we're looking at a on-demand view from, I believe, Tuesday. Looking at QCOM, and I've already got the contract in the Active Trader window. These buttons are custom. You can change them with this icon here, with the gear icon. Me personally, I like to have the buy at the ask, not market, and sell market, cancel, flatten, and then you can do whatever else you want. So the question was, how do we set up, or why would we set up a more complicated template for our orders? And one of the ones that I showed was a trigger with 3 brackets, but I'll try to keep it simple with 2 brackets. So we click that, and by default it gives us a limit order, a stop order, another limit order, and a stop order. The limit order is typically going to be set in some sort of profit zone where you would want to exit after a certain amount of profit. The stop is going to be where you want to get out. It's going to be a defined risk, and the stop is going to be a market order. Now we have a couple of options here. For the stop, you can change it to trail stop, and it'll follow the mark, meaning the traded price. I believe the traded price of the option. I typically work in percentages. You can change this as well. So I might do something like this to make sure that I lock in profits on a spike. I'll do something shorter, like a 10%, and we can do a 5% stop. Now, the reason I used to do trail stops, I'm still experimenting with this, but I actually like putting the stop and the limit there because I can actually move those inside of the Active Trader. So I'll see if it'll allow me to do that in this quick demo. Now for the second one, you could do something like 15% and 5%. And you know what? I'm going to make this one a trail stop. And so basically the idea behind this is that if you have multiple contracts, this will allow you to scale out while locking in profit. Because often what will happen if you're not very quick with your reaction times, in a scalping scenario, is that the price of the option will spike as volume comes in on the stock or the option. And so it might hit your limit order if it's resting already in the order book. If it's already there, it'll hit that. Sometimes it'll hit that and come right back down, and it won't return for a long time. So this is one reason to do this. The other reason is you can lock profits in as it's moving up. So take off half the position at 10% profit. You don't have to think about it. The other half gets taken out as soon as you hit 15%, and you don't have to think about it. If you have the trail stop on it, again, it's more mechanical, so you don't have to think about it. So now that that's there, you can save it by clicking this icon and labeling it. Save it, and then you don't have to do this every time. When you want to make an order, you just click here and you select your your template. Okay, so imagine that you're now ready to get into an order from nothing. So first you would go here and it would start with single, but you would click and scroll down to your demo 2 bracket. Now I changed this just so we could see the different levels of the stops because before it wasn't showing properly. But now that we're set up to go, you can see how it highlights the different triggers and the different orders, the different limit orders and trail stop and the stop. And so, looking at QCOM, this might look like a good spot to get in. If you're feeling bullish, it's right on the VWAP. And so you might want to get filled right away. So you could say buy at the ask. Now you're filled. You have the trail stop, you have the regular stop. So after you put in the order, I don't know why we don't see the other stop, but we have the trail stop plus the 2 limit orders. So what I wanted to show was that you could move the original stop, but it doesn't look like it'll allow me to use that feature in the virtual. And the same thing with the limit, which is why I use them, is that you can watch the stock price and watch how the options are moving. And if you feel like you want to get out earlier with the limit order, you can scroll it down or scroll it up. And you also get the option here on the left hand to move the bracket as well. So that's pretty much it. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask me or any of the other admins. Peace.